everyone, and welcome to another episode of Apraxia and Autistic Stories. And today we're going to be talking about narcissists versus autistic/autism meltdowns and shutdowns. This is coming from someone who recently escaped their narcissistic household of 22 years, and here is my story for today. I will be playing my slot machine as we talk since it helps to organize my thoughts. As an autistic adult, I need a lot of time to recharge socially, physically, and emotionally in between activities. For example, if I spend an hour at the store, then I will need to rest my body for at least another hour. This ratio varies depending on the social demand and the noise levels. After a day of school, I must spend an entire evening resting before doing homework. It's a pain. Add a narcissistic or toxic family member into the picture and bam, distress levels increase. I'll start with a story. Hopefully this story provides a clear enough picture for this video. A while ago, I was laying around in my room after a long school week. I just finished 3 design projects which drained my physical and mental energy, especially since one of the teachers is highly critical. In that class, I needed to verbally defend my ideas, which already proved difficult enough with my apraxia of speech. I struggled to produce concrete answers on the fly for his questions. My mouth could not articulate my complex thoughts in time. Welp, I not do so hot on this project since I could not produce, in quotation marks, intelligent responses. However, this is definitely a story for another time. Just caught myself in another ramble. Going back to the original story, I just laid down on my bed again when the said family member walked in. "What are you doing?" they asked. Getting up," I said in hopes that they would leave me alone. I not have the spoons, or in other words, the mental energy to socialize. Also, if you need me to clarify what I'm saying, please leave a comment because I do have a speech disability which can make pronouncing certain words very difficult. And sometimes it's hard to understand me, which I am aware of. Alright, going back to the story. "You have done nothing all day. You lay around," the individual added. Notice how my boundaries were being ignored. I made it very apparent that I needed time to recharge just by laying down on my bed. However, this said individual continued talking. With a narcissist, from what I've learned over the last years, they hardly respect a person's boundaries in order to maintain control. Inside, they feel so insecure that they actively seek to control their exterior world. However, I am unable to remember the exact sources, but I will link the resources that I used in the description below. "You are wearing the same garments. If you get another infection, I will put you on your own insurance, which is $50 a month. So I hope your sister does not get illness from her bad eating habits since she's still on my insurance." She then adds, Did you sort through your shorts?" she asked. That is what I'm doing, as my mind automatically defaults to saying exactly what it thinks the other person wants to hear when overstimulated. The narcissist knew that I was in an emotionally vulnerable state since she watched me grow up. Her goal the entire time was to get me to clean the dishes. She began talking about my sister in hopes to guilt me into responding. Notice how she began pitting me against my sisters? Personally, I find this a convoluted way of asking, "Hey, can you please do the dishes?" Alright, let's keep going. There's so much to unpack here. He then said, I cannot wait for you to be gone, Tessa." Good Lord, insult explicit. "I cannot wait for you to be gone. You are becoming like your sister, leaving the dishes out. At least you stacked all the dishes in the sink. It's progress. And if you act tired when you come back from study abroad, I'm finding you a place to live. You only act tired when you are around me or have things to do for me." It would be so nice when you're gone, so I won't have to keep driving people around. And you can have fun, and I won't have to clean up. Keep moving, she then screams. By this point, I do not have the energy to stand. I am slumping over my IGT double diamond slot machine. She can clearly see that I am at my breaking point. I am nearing an autistic meltdown. Speaking of that, she threatened in the past to unplug my Wi-Fi router when I cannot control my anxiety during a time test. This was going to be the punishment for accidentally letting out a scream. Even if I wanted to hold that scream in, my body would have released another sound anyway. This is the major difference between autistic meltdowns and tantrums. I am unable to control my meltdowns. Correct me if I am wrong. Another instance consisted of her telling me, "Pretend that I am your boss. I would fire you if I saw this behavior," when my computer crashed for the 5th time. When I began hyperventilating, she added, "You better pull it together." Ironically, my house was considered a safe space from both the road and school stress. However, whenever I cried, I was told that I must pull it together because I must practice holding it together for school. Her logic was, if I was crying at home, then I must be crying at school. I did not feel safe anywhere. I longed for someone to share my emotions with, even if it meant crying or screaming in excitement without receiving flack. This family member would support me whenever things went wrong. I got a feeling, don't quote me on this, that she lived through me and took pleasure in helping me through pain. The moment things went right, she would find a way to take credit, or find something to make me cry over. That is a reason why I went silent on my Facebook page, A Practice Story, for a few months. Thinking back, I speculate that she did not want her image as a helpful family member to get tarnished by a dysregulated child. She was the one to help out at Lost and Found, attend after-school events, organize events, coordinate carpool, and help in the office at times at my schools. So, I managed to suppress my meltdown in this instance. Instead, I blankly responded with "okay," without giving her any emotional gratification. Side note, this technique is called gray walking or gray walling. I was hoping that I would bore her with my unresponsiveness. Already, my mind began to disassociate. I felt parts of my brain shutting off. Any emotion slowly left me while I retreated into the restroom. Next thing I hear, "Fine, I will unload the dishwasher. You better have all the dishes loaded before I leave. There better not be any dishes in the sink," followed by the sound of dishes getting slammed. Slowly, instead of reacting to the yelling, I learned to zone out into my phone. Still, it is an exhausting life. No wonder I get easily dysregulated and anxious at home. Before leaving, my depression got to the point where I laid in bed for the entire day. I did not have any creativity left. I felt no passion towards art, which used to bring me to joy. There is no good end to this video. In short, this is what narcissism and autistic meltdowns can look like. I hope that you get some information that you need for your healing journey. If you would like me to elaborate on anything, please leave me a comment below. And thank you for watching.